host, Johnny Zex.
Welcome back to another episode of The Devil's Mic. This is your host, Johnny Zex, and I'm here with FAIRWELL out of Orange County, California. Yep. All right, let's go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell us what you do in the band.
I'm Blake, and I play guitar.
I'm Jack. I play drums.
Okay.
I'm Darnell. I do vocals.
I'm Andrew.
Accent turned off.
I'm Andrew. I play guitar and I sing.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. So how did everybody meet? What's the backstory of the band? Go ahead.
I guess this one's on me. I used to play in. We all used to play in old bands together. To make it kind of a shorter story, we used to play in old bands together. Me and Blake. He used to fill in for my old band, and then that band broke up. And I had become friends with Darnell. We met at a Vanna show that my former band had played, and me, him, and Blake kind of just became best friends. And I don't know why we didn't realize. We're like, oh, we should start a band now. Yeah. So, like the bands and stuff that they were in kind of dissipated, and this became the main focus. And the bass player for FAIRWELL, he's not with us on this tour, but he was also in my former band. And then we had an original drummer who has been with the band. He was with the band for a year and a half or so, but just recently we got our new drummer Jack, and we met him through him. I don't know how you guys became friends, but he was coming to our shows and stuff, so we all became friends with him, just meeting him that way. And then recently, within the last month, he joined, so this is his first tour with us, actually.
Oh, see. So what's it like being on tour? Have you been on tour at all, or?
Yeah, I've done a few tours, but definitely touring and playing with the band is more fun for me. Even more tiring, but way more fun. Yeah, it's just cool to see different places and hang out with my best friends and play music. So
yeah.
It's hot.
It is hot in Texas. Have y'all been in Texas before? Yeah.
The last tour.
That's right. We'll talk about that in a minute. But let's go ahead and hop into the discography of everything. We're going to start with the debut single, "Felt," which was released August 2018. Where did the creative process come into writing that song?
So around the time of writing that song, I was in a relationship that had just ended very abruptly, and pretty much I wrote that song just based off of what I was feeling at the moment, not knowing what was going on in that situation, with the lack of information that I was given. And I'm sure you can probably finish up the rest of it.
Yeah. Instrumentally, because for the most part, I do a good bulk of the instrumental writing, and he's more of the lyrical side of things. So the day that we actually tried out our original drummer, I started writing that song. I think I wrote the instrumental in 4 days, and then took it to him. He went and he started doing lyrics and stuff. And the funny story about that song is actually we went in to go and track for vocals. We had went and here's the instrumental. This is solid. Everybody's okay with it. Cool. We final tracked it. We went in to go start final tracking for vocals, and I was like, hey, where are the lyrics? Because I don't know where they are. And what's really funny is this band was initially going to be only screaming. It was going to be just a heavier project. And then he sent me over the lyrics, and I was going through them, trying to piece together in my mind how his timing and stuff of what I think he would do before we went in the next day. And then I got there to recording early, and I sing just in general. So I went and I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe if we did a singing, I don't know, And then they showed up, and I was like, well, I had an idea. So then we did it, and they were like, oh, let's do that then. Yeah, so then because of that, now we have singing in our band.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice little backstory there. So as far as the song itself, it wasn't featured on the EP. Would you say this was a single to get your name known and kind of establish what FAIRWELL is?
Yeah, it was definitely the song to get us out there and put us on the map in our scene. Yeah, I mean, it was the first step before we while we were still getting everything else ready to launch the full EP and everything. So
gotcha. Now, was that the plan, or were you looking to add it to the EP, or was it something that you didn't want on there?
So it was planned for us. We wanted to a lot. So basically, the EP, we had most of it written before we had even started writing for Felt, but it was just a matter of we sat down, looked at what we had musically so far, and what fit more together and what seemed kind of like an outlier, and that one seemed like an outlier, and we were like, you know what, we all really like that song a lot. It was probably the most fresh thing for, I mean, Darnell at the time lyrically, so we just wanted to do that one, and we planned it. We said this is going to be a standalone single. We'll do that, see what comes from it, and then probably plan for an EP after that. And then the song came out and people took to it, so here we are in Texas now, so that's cool.
So, yeah. Now let's go ahead and hop on to Décevoir. Is that how you say it? Décevoir. Décevoir. So that was released in September 2018. It means to disappoint. Now, how does that correlate into the song itself?
Well, that's all me. At the age of 16, I actually attempted to commit suicide. And what the song is really supposed to be about is pretty much a note that I never left my mom, my sisters. It's just literally the words I never got to tell them before I made the decision to try to take my life. And yeah, that's what that song's about.
And that's something that a lot of people could really relate to. The end isn't always the answer.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
There's always hope. And no matter what you're going through, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? So that brings us to When We Forget What Was Once Cherished. It was released earlier this year in March. What's the story or theme behind the album in itself? Because I guess the songs, it starts off When We Forget, and then What Was Once Cherished. What's the overlying theme to that?
Well, first off, I'd just like to say, I think it's really funny. Like, 'cause we haven't really been in this situation before, so you're telling us things that we did. I'm like, oh yeah, we did that. That's like, I'm like, oh, that did come out in March. Wild, No, really, it's kind of a collection of songs of, instrumentally for me, it was the last year before we released it, and I think same for Darnell lyrically. And then he came up with the title for the record. And we had an instrumental intro, and then a song to end, and it made sense. I told him, I was like, why don't we have the first song, the intro, be When We Forget, and the last one will be What Was Once Cherished, and it kind of just tied what the whole last year and a half or whatever it was that we had been starting this project. It kind of tied everything together, of the themes that are in each of those songs, with. The stuff that I had went through with like Hollow Embrace, and the things that he went through earlier in his life with Shed, and just the themes that we've dealt with in general, and Departing Gift, and stuff like that. So it's a lot of things we felt like we needed and wanted to talk about, and that's kind of really it, I think. So.
Very nice, very nice. Let's go ahead and talk about music videos. So one music video that really stood out to me was Felt, which was shot by Darnell Frazier. Right?
Me and Blake.
You and Blake? All right, shout out to you guys.
Oh, and Paul.
And Paul. Oh, go ahead, get Paul in this. Go ahead. I'm Paul. So what I really wanted to say is that I thoroughly enjoyed the music video just because it has that look. It's shot in one take almost, which I think it was shot in two maybe. Three? Okay. But no,
it was all one.
Yeah.
Don't play me. Don't play me. No, just kidding. No, but yeah, no, I really liked the way it looked. It just was constant flow throughout the entire music video.
Thank you.
You got to see a bunch of different scenes, people moving around. I thought that was pretty interesting, and it was something different. Now, the other ones, I just want to give a shout out to the other ones that were shot by, Amber Paredes, Décevoir, Shed, Paul Salazar, and what was it like working with those guys?
I wasn't there for the Décevoir video. That was all Darnell. But Shed was super fun. Actually, both Felt and Shed were filmed in my house. So it was an easy day, like just set up in our house and do the stuff. But
just wake up and it's like, oh.
yeah, it was fun because we had pretty much complete creative control over the videos, for those two. And Shed was in like a little compact back part of my garage, so it was like when we were doing the full band stuff, it was just like ridiculously cramped in there, hot, sweaty, like gross, which helped with the video. But yeah, Felt was a fun one.
Nice. Now, as far as this war goes, there's a lot of emotion that goes into not only the lyrics but the video itself. Talk to us about that the inner emotions you were channeling to create that type of dynamic.
So Amber is one of my best friends, so she and I worked very close together in writing the storyboard for that video. And there isn't really anything. What am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is the song itself is a very chaotic song. Song's about what I had just mentioned, and then there's a lot of themes in it, like with the noose, the breaking of the TV, when I pick up the glass and the blood comes out of my hands. Which I'm gonna say right now, that's actually mud that we made it ourselves. Yeah, but so like the fake blood and then all that stuff is just supposed to like just symbolize just hurt and pain and anguish pretty much. And like the video is everywhere and it's flashy and it's just like it's supposed to symbolize where my mind was at that point in time, where I just was not able to like think of one thing. I was everywhere all at once, and like there was not just one little thing there. It was so many. It was very rough period of time in my life, and that's pretty much that video is just makes that vision. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
No, I feel you. I see where you're coming from. It kind of all, like you said, symbolizes. Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, the underwater scenes in that video were also shot at Blake's pool in the backyard. So all three of those videos have been shot in some way at Blake's house. So that's the Farewell house. That would be no, I'm not gonna say the address.
Get the address.
Well, I just want to say before we go into that he also wasn't home when we did that. So no, it was just we just walked into the house and.
It was like midsummer and the pool was super
Oh.
because it was just like old water. So
Hey Blake, do you want to say that into the mic so everyone knows?
Darnell was in some shit water.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
But yeah, now you all know what his house looks like. So go watch those videos if you want a tour of it. Nah, right? Right. Literally, you just go to every room, right? Yeah. What that brings me to next is like recording music that you record. What do you guys record?
So I have a friend of mine who I've been going to for many years, even in my former band. He was a guy. So what had happened was a guy hit my old band up. His name is Kenny. He goes by Knives. Who is Knives on Instagram? Shout out.
Shouts out to Knives.
Yeah, to our boy. He hit up my old band and told us about all these connections he could get us for recording and photo and all this stuff. And the one like major connection that we actually made there was for recording, and it's his best friend. His name is Matt Diaz, out of Snake House Recordings, I think is what it is. But we've just been working together for almost 4 or 5 years now, and he's always just he always has made it like the most easiest and comfortable to like be creative and work and do things, and we're able to work around each other's schedules, and we're friends in general, so it really works out. But he's also not Perry, Knot. So basically.
Nice. So yeah, you have that freedom to create what you want, but also get that outside input, from an outside ear. So it all works hand in hand. We'll just cut it. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about tours and shows. So, like I was saying in the break, was how does it feel to be able to play with bands such as like Silent Planet, Kubla Khan, be on bills like that?
Honestly, it's a cool experience to be able to play with bands like that because of the exposure you get from it. But honestly, it's not any different because they're just regular ass people. It's not. Well, playing those shows and being like, oh, hey, we're playing with Silent Planet. This is cool. And that's just kind of all it is. Like, we're not going to be like, oh, well, playing with Silent Planet. Now we got to figure out, talk to them, go do something with them. So, it's cool just to be able to do these shows. And, we did gain some fan base from it and, like, very grateful for that, And, yeah, but I don't know, just not a big deal to us to play with these big bands. It's just the fact that we get to do it and be happy about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gives you that exposure, like you were saying, and you go in like you've done it before. Exactly. You're just treated like another show. Play with all you have, all the enthusiasm you have. So that's what it's all about in the end. Now I want to talk about the Love We've Lost tour with Town Destroyer. How was that run?
May sound bad. No, no, it was really fun. It was really fun. It was a great experience. That one was really weird for me personally because right at like they were gonna drive from Texas out to California to meet us for the first date, and the day they were going to leave, they hit us up and they were like, "Hey guys, we have some really bad news. Our guitarist who's supposed to go us on the tour, like he just bailed on us." He's like, "Yeah, nope, not going." So I was like, fuck it, send me your songs. So they sent me the songs. I learned them the day before tour started, and then I did our set and their set all tour. So I had to pull double duty the entire tour. Yeah, it was a really cool experience though. We had a lot of fun hanging out with them and meeting them. And I mean, we're in San Antonio today. We're gonna be in Houston or Galveston technically tomorrow. So we're gonna see some of them tomorrow. So it's gonna be like we never left. Right. Yeah, so that was fun.
Now, have you toured before, or was that your first time getting out of playing out of California?
No, not playing outside of California. First time that we did that as a band. Some of us have do photo, so they've been on other bigger tours and stuff like that, and have more touring experience. But for me specifically, and for us all playing wise, first time we got out of California was late last year. We went and did a 4-day run. We did a date with Sam Sara from Yuma, and then we did a couple dates with Blood Between Us from Houston and Outlier. Do you know where Outlier's from?
San Jose.
San Jose. We did a couple shows with them, and one of the dates was Phoenix. So that was our first time getting outside of California. But we've done a couple different runs after that where we've gotten to play Vegas and Reno and, kind of branched out a bit before we did like the full tour. So,
right.
Yeah.
Nice. Next, I just want to talk about the future. So what are the plans to close out, right? Get some airtime. Get them some airtime. What are the plans to close out 2019 going into 2020?
Okay. So after this tour, we have one show left with Slaves on November 10th at 1720 in LA. Come out, please. And then everybody in San Antonio needs to be out there in LA for us. But besides that, pretty much that closes out our year with shows, and everything's going to go towards the next EP. I can't talk about like what the songs are specifically about, but it's just going to be a whole lot of more emotion and a lot more energy.
We can't get a little bit of insight on that?
First off, I'd like to note that as exclusive for y'all, because we didn't tell anybody yet that we're doing an EP. But thanks, Jack. We're doing an EP next.
We got it.
But it's we have some songs that we have pretty set, and then some more that we want to write for it. So it's kind of just we're going through more of the writing process now, and then after that, it's figure out exactly who we want to go with for producing, because I was telling you earlier about my friend Matt, who we've always went to, and he's the one who really expressed to me, because we've talked about going to other people before in the past, but he expressed to me, hey, I think we've been doing stuff together for a long time, but I feel like it might be beneficial for you guys to try and go somewhere else. I don't want you guys to stay here forever. Like it's gonna help you guys to elevate. So there's a couple different people we've been looking at. Nothing we can talk about yet. But hey, you got the EP news.
Yeah,
thanks to Jack.
Right. I'm trying to get it all. I want it all.
Yeah. No, but that's pretty much it. I think we're looking sometime early next year or into next summer for some type of release. But it's kind of we're planning right now, and everything's kind of up in the air, especially with getting a new member, and that aids to the writing process and everything. So we'll see how it goes. But thanks, Jack, that we're getting a new EP.
Yeah, thanks, Jack. We love you forever.
We're not getting a new EP.
It change the plans, right?
I guess so.
Y'all gonna have to wait. Well, I mean that's all we got for right now. But one thing I did want to really mention, I know you guys are from California. Y'all know about the In-N-Out and Whataburger debate. I want to hear what your thoughts are. Have y'all had Whataburger? What are your thoughts for Whataburger? Or
Whataburger is trash.
What? Oh, damn.
Wait, ready? In-N-Out is trash.
Okay. I could take that. Fair enough.
I've grown up in SoCal my whole life, so In-N-Out's like the shit. But I can't eat it, so.
Oh, you can't
Yeah,
eat
oh,
it?
yeah,
Oh,
I
that's-
can now, so.
Oh, nice.
Can't
nice.
eat it. I can't eat it.
I can't eat either of them, but honestly, they're both. Neither of them are good to me. I'm gonna keep it real. Although for some reason I have been craving Whataburger recently. I don't know why.
I'm gonna be really honest with everybody.
Yes.
I have not had Whataburger yet because our boy here was vegan on the last tour, so we had and actually that was a few days ago, and you know what happened? Not all of us were there, and I was like, no, I want to share this with my family, dog. That's what happened. But even though I have not had it yet, I'm gonna keep it real. My dad would beat my ass if I said not In-N-Out, so In-N-Out.
All right.
Well, I'll take that, but you gotta keep it real. But you haven't had it, so you really don't have a say. So you know what I'm saying. But
made my mind up for me.
right. But just as long as you say they're both trash, I mean, I'll take that. In-N-Out's trash.
I'll say that
Yeah.
every day.
What do you believe?
What do I believe?
Right?
Fuck it, Whataburger. Whataburger all day.
Wait, but hold on though. Like you were the one that was just about to say In-N-Out. I heard you go.
No.
I heard.
No. Whataburger. Yeah, cut it. We gonna delete that? No, just kidding. No, Whataburger all day.
Animal style.
Hell no. No, just kidding. No, Whataburger. Whataburger.
They got more food.
Yeah, they do.
A lot more options.
Are we
Yeah.
reviewing these places?
Right. 5 stars for me. Nah, just kidding. No, but to close out, y'all want to give a shout out to anybody?
And Matt, we need more shout-outs.
Yeah, shout out to I mean Kenny and Matt. Shout out to the boys in No Home who are on tour with right now. They have been great. They become really good friends of ours. Shout out to the EP that nobody's gonna get from us because I'm gonna kill Jack after this and we won't have a drummer. Oh, the No Home EP. The No Home EP comes out. What day is it out? October 18th. Fuck, dude. Living in Hallways? Is that what it is? I'm asking I'm asking Jamie on Joe Rogan right now to look that shit up. Yeah, but I mean, shout out to them. Shout out to Town Destroyer from the last tour. I mean, all of our friends who have supported us thus far. I mean, Takers, Leavers, Set Sights, Differences, Culture, Forever Emerald. Just all of our friends in SoCal who do so much for us. Shout out to our manager Cam because I mean he does a ridiculous amount for us. And No Home. But I mean you want to continue?
Yeah, we'll go down the line.
All those same motherfuckers.
All those same niggas. Let's see. Who else? Why y'all laughing? What? Okay, whatever. Who else? Shouts out to Dive at Dawn. Shouts out to Blood Between Us. Shouts out to motherfucking Castaway. Shouts out to Avoid. Shouts out to Bears Among Men. Shouts out to Friend of Foe, Distinguisher. The boys. And then Jack, anybody for you?
Anybody's eat?
Paul Salad Bar. He's our media guy on Instagram. Please follow him.
Yes, please.
Everyone that they named and my family.
You gotta give it out to the family, Oh, y'all should have seen that.
All of our dads. Well,
Nice.
that's our dad sitting over there, crisscross applesauce.
Oh, okay. The man that helped us get this. I just want to give a shout out to the Dreamer Agency, fucking Cam, for helping us get this interview with not only No Home but Farewell. So we appreciate you, man. Yeah, right. But yeah, I mean, other than that, that's all we got for today's episode of The Devil's Mic, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Thank you.